I hit 133 days of a 365-day challenge, and I'm still super proud of myself. And I know there's going to be somebody out there that calls that a failure, but I call that finding myself inside of a new creative space. Because as soon as I came to that crossroads, I had to keep it real with myself and ask, was I going to keep going just because I said I would? Or was I going to honor what's true for me? And friend, I know I'm not the only one that hits these kind of crossroads. So I want to walk you through exactly how I worked myself through it so that you have options when you find yourself right there trying to figure that out. Okay, so let's get into it. Friend, if you are new here, I'm Letitia, your identity shift coach. Make sure that you're subscribed because we have real conversations like this on the regular. Okay, so listen, let me take you back to the beginning of this challenge, February 15th. 2026. I set out to make a YouTube video every day for a year. And friend, back then, I don't even know what I was thinking, okay? I had the option to go for 100 days or 365, and I went for the gusto, okay? I wanted the whole shebang, okay? Straight up, no chaser. And it's even more wild because at that time, I had a fear of being seen. It was something that I carried with me for pretty much my whole life, as long as I can remember. So, to do this challenge and in less than 100 days have overcome that fear that I have been carrying with me for the longest, that within itself is a major, major win. So, even if I didn't hit that 365 days, I had already considered myself a winner. Okay. Okay. But even after declaring myself a winner, I started to notice that I was just posting and going through the motions. I had a video to do for the day and I just needed to do it. But what I also came to realize is that when I agreed to this challenge, and mind you, it's not like anybody is holding my feet to the fire here, it's just me holding myself accountable, okay? So nothing is going to happen if I do not complete this challenge, okay? I didn't take into account my own rhythm and flow in the way that my energy works. Because listen, the way that my energy is set up, I have it and sometimes I don't. But I know myself well enough to know when I don't have the energy. And during those times, it was a mad struggle to get that video up for the day, knowing that I still have other things to do because I still host my podcast 2 times a week. Confident and Empowered Women, by the way. Make sure that you're subscribed. It's an audio only podcast, so it's anywhere that you can get audio podcasts. And it's my baby. I love it so much. It is one of the favorite things that I do. And I have to keep that up as well as doing those daily videos. So it was a lot for me content wise, especially when you go from never really being visible, never fully really putting yourself out there to just being out there. So it was a whole lot. But when I was feeling like I was just going through the motions, it made me feel disconnected from myself, my message, my mission, who I'm actually speaking to. And none of that feels good because this is my purpose. My purpose is to help you connect back to you. And I can't do that if I'm just going through the motions. Like, that's not going to work for either one of us. So, really, this whole entire process, it's really been helping me to understand who I am and how I need things to flow in order for all of this to even work in the first place. And I'm much more of a creative than I was giving myself credit for. because the coach in me, that's the title that I love and behold the most. But it's not all that I am. I'm also very much a creative and I'm doing it all. Like it's a one woman show over here. And it's a lot, including clients and just all of the things. So, for me to really be able to show up and give what I need to be giving, a girl needs a little bit of time and space. Okay. I need to be able to think things through. And I want to make sure that everything that I'm sharing with you is genuine and from the heart because heart centered connections is what it's all about. So, this has been a very much eye opening process for me to just realize my own rhythm and flow and to welcome in this new creative side of myself that is showing up more and more every day, now more than ever. So, when I first agreed to do this challenge that Glow Atonmo had set out there, she did forewarn us. She said, if you start to feel resentment for posting daily, it's time to set a new cadence for yourself. And so, rightfully within this challenge, I still am going to continue to post. It just won't be daily. My new cadence will be a video on Wednesdays and also a video over the weekend. And I'm trying this out, this little Sunday vibe, and seeing if that's more of a fit than Saturdays. But I will be showing up for you 2 times a week, Wednesdays and a weekend day. Okay. So we get to kick it twice a week. Okay, friend. So just make sure that you're subscribed so that you always know when the new videos come up. But Wednesdays and a day on the weekend, that's going to be my jam because I am still very much committed to this YouTube challenge for a year. Now, it may not look the way that it started looking in the beginning, but that is called growth and evolution. And one of the things that I refuse to do is anything that just doesn't feel true for me. I could have just said, you know what? I made this commitment to myself and I want to honor it. And I did that for the longest time. I did it for 133 days. Okay. And that is not even a small victory. That within itself is a huge win. But what this whole process has been teaching me is that it isn't just about learning YouTube and thumbnails and getting the metrics together and all of those things. This is also about me growing as a coach, a creator. And this has been revealing so many things to me about the way that I want to show up and live in my own purpose. And let that just be a reminder for you that you too get to pause, you get to pivot, you get to honor yourself in a way that even if it doesn't look like the way that you thought that it would or the way that you set out in the beginning, that is okay. What's more important is that you honor yourself and what is true for you, not just going through the motions and checking things off of a box. That is the fastest way to disconnect you from your own knowing, from trusting yourself that you do know what's right for you. So, we're going to lean into that even more, especially up in this piece, okay? And this reminds me of Serena Williams' comeback to tennis this year when she decided to come back and play at Wimbledon. And listen, I know there was plenty of people out there, plenty of critics that was like, okay, she came, but she lost. And I had even posted this on Threads that day. Serena showed us what it looks like to come back and fight. I don't even care about the outcome. And there was even people trying to argue with me in the comments like, yeah, but she lost. And this is just such a great reminder that you get to decide what success looks like to you. I know that the goal was for her to come back and win. And it is okay that she didn't. We're not going to win everything. There are going to be some losses. And even when I failed at this challenge, it didn't make me a failure. I'm not a failure because I am going to keep going. It's just going to look differently now. It's going to look like a way that better supports me in the way that I need to show up, in the way that I need to create and serve. So, don't get so caught up in wanting so badly to hit a certain outcome that you miss out on your opportunity to define what success means to you. For me, doing this challenge, it'll never be a failure for me because I already won. I won by overcoming my fear of being seen because I can pop back up on this here video camera and it's on. And this is still fun for me. So, if nothing else came from this, friend, okay, a girl is winning. Even T Pain said, all I do is win no matter what. That's the vibe. That's the energy that we're going to keep, okay? You know, I play too much. But it is just such a valuable lesson that other people don't get to define failure for you. So to me, it's never really a loss because I'm going to find a win, okay? And if you hang out with me long enough, you'll be finding the wins too. Speaking of wins, I want to give a shout out to my girl, Kendra Love 4208. Friend, thank you so much for your comments. You've been rocking with me heavy on these videos, girl. And I just want to say thank you because that has kept me so inspired and it's helped to reconnect me back to the purpose, the intention, the reason that I'm doing all of this to begin with. So thank you, friend, for that. Okay. High five, girl. So the moral of the story is you get to define failure and success for yourself. You get to pause, you get to pivot, you get to choose to honor yourself when you decide that in no matter what situation you find yourself in, even if it's something that you committed to, you agreed to, you said that you would do, and at the moment that that is no longer what feels right for you, you get to say, I want to do this a different way. You have the power to do that for yourself and in your life. And when you do that, that is how you build self-trust. That is how you show yourself that you love yourself. Because when something doesn't feel right to you, you trust that and you move accordingly from there. Okay, friend? Ooh, so good. Okay. So let me go ahead and give you a journal prompt, okay? Where in your life are you still finishing something out of obligation instead of asking if it's still true for you? Ooh, friend, that's a good one. And remember, when you journal, no shade, no shame, and no judgment. You don't have to make yourself feel bad for feeling the way that you're feeling or going through the experiences, friend. We are a soul going through the human experience. Okay, okay, okay. And then meet me in the comments and tell me what's your version of your biggest win. For me, it was the 133 days. Okay. Where did you honor yourself over an outcome. I can't wait to hear about it, friend, because I want to celebrate with you and I want to celebrate you because one thing we going to do around here is find the wins, okay? I'm Letitia, helping you connect back to yourself, your happy, whole, healthy self, where you can love yourself, your days, and your life. Okay, friend? And I will see you in the next video, but I'll meet you in the comments first, okay?